So the next exercise I'm going to go through is not actually something that I do a lot anymore. It used to be involved in one of our turnout programs, and I just want to explain why I don't do it so much anymore, and if you are doing it, some points to be careful of. The reason I want to do this is that I've seen it demonstrated online by a couple of different people, but the cueing is not quite where it should be. So once you know how to do it properly, you'll understand where the benefit can be, but also the risks if you do it poorly. So on hands and knees, it's basically a hands and knees version of the iliacus suck and the float. And so if I do it now, we usually find neutral, make sure you're in a nice good position, keeping the elbows just off that hyperextended point, feeling that iliacus suck, so the thigh bone drawing back into the socket, accept your weight a tiny bit onto your left leg, and then float that right knee forward. The aim is to keep neutral through here and to keep really soft through the outside of the hip, and bring it back down. That's beautiful. And again, iliacus suck and a little bit of a float. So we're using psoas, the deep hip flexor, to fold at the hip. We're keeping soft through TFL and rectus femoris, the ones at the front. Now sometimes when people do this, they tend to flatten the spine and hitch the hip. And so if this is happening, this is going to actually build up all the muscles that we don't need rather than the ones we're trying to create. Also, some people will teach it against resistance. So with a band, if we pop it underneath your foot, slide it through, and right out. Now if I'm teaching this, looks a little funny, I tend to stand behind and I really feel what's going on around here. I don't want to have too much activation here. These are hip flexors, but they're not the hip flexors that help us with our développé devant. They're the ones that end up a bit jammy if we're not doing the right thing. So we're keeping neutral, keeping soft through the arch hip, think of that iliacus suck, and then just very gently float that knee forward. Beautiful. Now Jessica's strong enough to do this well, so she would be fine doing it. However, a lot of students, and especially a lot of younger students, will flatten the back, hitch the hip, draw it forward, and create a lot of tension around here. So if you are doing this exercise, please make sure that you're thinking of all of those things and that you're not actually creating a detrimental exercise when you're trying to do something that strengthens you devant.